Hello, everyone. My name is TM Craze, and you know, this is gonna be kind of rough because I'll try and do it in one take. But hey, this is kind of my review after using the Lamzu Thorn for about 2 months now. Because I had checked the initial impressions video on my YouTube channel, which somehow has 200 views, which is crazy to me. Because my what is it? All my other videos get like 10 views, 3 views. Like they just don't get views. And I think I formed enough of an impression to kind of, go over like how I feel about the Lamzu Thorn comparatively to other mice I've used. This will like actually be like a proper review for this instead of just, whatever the initial impressions I do. So let's talk about it. The Lamzu Thorn, as we all know, is an ergonomic mouse styled in the same kind of sense as what is it? As the EC series from Zowie. It borrows a lot, but it's really not the same. And I kind of really appreciate that it's not the same, because if it was the same, I would be having the same kind of issues that I had with an EC shaped mouse, which this is the G-Wolf Skull. What is it? A large wired mouse that I have on hand, and it's an EC clone. So as far as we all know, for EC clones like this, they follow it almost to a T. And you know the EC series has like a more relaxed lip that you can kind of hear that it just kind of tapers off slowly, a large hump, and just kind of like fills everything, fills your palm. Meanwhile, the Lamzu Thorn here kind of, what is it, slopes really aggressively, and kind of fills only specific parts of the palm, not trying to fill out the entire thing, and not really wasting on anything else. The EC shape has more relaxed curves overall. You can kind of see, with if I go like this with the G-Wolf skull here, like how it just kind of eases into it. And same thing goes for this, like it just kind of eases into that. Meanwhile, the Thorn here, for example, is very aggressive, very specific in how it wants to, mold your hand. Right? You go on that side, I go on this side. It's the same thing. You can tell like it's trying to really mold your hand into a specific shape, into a specific way to grip it. But I do kind of prefer this because it leads to a more relaxed way to hold the mouse for me. And half the time whenever I play games, I end up going into a relaxed claw to begin with. So this actually kind of just works out in my favor. And when I play, I end up into like a relaxed claw where like most of my palm actually doesn't end up touching. Like it's only like this part here that really ends up touching, and like maybe like this part here on my hand. But then everything else pretty much hits the contact points, just kind of like at a like looser, but everything kind of still stays there. And so that's kind of like the overview of the shape in comparison to like the EC shape. In comparison to, the Pulsefire Haste here, it is kind of a 9-day thing where if you look at them, you know, the Haste is a low hump, more almost like fingertip style mouse. Sorry. Meanwhile, the Fnatic, the what is it? The Lamzu Thorn is an ergonomic high hump mouse. The Thorn doesn't have any comfort grooves in the triggers, but you know what? That's kind of whatever. Also, I don't know if you can really tell, but like this thing's kind of like a skin oil magnet. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. I do kind of sweat a lot, and like it picks up that a lot. Granted, it also kind of doesn't help that I eat at my desk, but for the most part, I do keep myself clean, and so it's like, wow, this coating is like really good for when I sweat, but like it kind of looks fugly whenever something happens. So I'll kind of I'll kind of just mention that. Now, excluding the fact here that I have, what is it? You know, the what is it? The Ultra Glide Ultra Air Lace here. You know, orange logo there. That logo is supposed to say it's supposed to be a UA, but ignoring that, even when I use this mouse pad for a time on the P51, I felt like it was just kind of like my best performing mouse. Like, it reminded me a lot of when I initially got the Pulsefire Haste, honestly. I didn't really have to worry about how I'm gripping the mouse or anything like that, and I kind of just, aimed and hit shots, right? I let my relaxed claw grip kind of take over, and I just kind of did the rest of it. In this section here, I'll be playing clips of me, using the mouse with different mouse pads and stuff like that, and you can kind of see that, like, you know, given 2 months, I'm already performing pretty well with the Thorn even before the mousepad switch. Now I have my own thoughts on the Ultra Air Lace here, in a, of my own, but like that'll be for a separate video, because this video is for the Fnatic Thorn. I will say, I mean Fnatic Thorn, the Lamzu Thorn. Wow, I don't have the Fnatic Thorn. This is just a regular black Lamzu Thorn. But I really had no creaking or rattling. The the scroll wheels kind of ended up kind of too hard to kind of pushing at times, but you can't, like, I don't really use the scroll wheel a whole lot in video games, so like it's not a huge deal for me. Kind of like at your own discretion kind of thing here, but I've never really found it a whole lot of an issue, right? And then, like, can you tell that, like, I'm really struggling to kind of like come up with things to kind of like say bad about this, because I bring out the haste here. My issue with it is that, like, it's a low hump, like, ambi mouse, and that's not what I'm looking for, right? It's kind of like the perfect size for me because my hands are small, but it's an ambi mouse and it's low hump, and I don't like that. And then the what is it? Like an EC clone, like the G-Well skull here. It just kind of feels too large. I feel like I'm dragging my hand through mud, and it just doesn't kind of feel right. So that's kind of where I've been at with mice, and like I think a lot of people in the peripherals and aim community kind of talk about their end game. But I think I finally like landed on mine, and I don't think I'll be swapping off of this like anytime soon, because it's got optical switches, so the triggers literally last forever. They sound hollow, but does that really matter when you know the switches will probably last longer than the mouse itself, probably. Not really, right? So that's kind of like all my thoughts on the Lamzu Thorn. I hope it was kind of helpful for people, you know, trying to decide on getting the Lamzu Thorn over, say, an EC-shaped mouse. I can't comment on the Lamzu Thorn versus the Vaxi Outset AX, as I don't have that mouse, nor the money. But, I hope this is of some value to you, right? Time to do the YouTuber thing. If this was of any sort of help to you, please consider subscribing and turning on the bell notification. You don't really have to. Nobody's gonna actually watch this channel because this channel produces garbage content. But you know, yeah, let's get me to like 100 subs. I would be very appreciative of that. I also have a Twitter. I have a Twitch channel where I kind of stream from time to time. There's no consistent scheduling on that, but I don't have a job right now, so I can afford to stream more often. But yeah, that's kind of everything for this review. And once again, thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the video when I talk about the what is it? The Ultra Glide, Ultra Air Release. Maybe in a few days. Definitely not after this video though.